Trying to shake off starts. Oh, what a LeBron James with no regard for human life. Final seconds. Bryant for the win. Iverson against Gill. The crowd on its feet. Allen for the win.
Welcome to the Sneaker History Podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sneaker History. That's a song after the intro. That's how excited we are to have you. Mike, how you feeling, man? You excited?
I'm good, man. I got replaced my drowned phone today, so I'm in a good place.
How far did you drop it? Because most phones are like waterproof or resistant.
My son, my 8-year-old, he went back to school this week. My wife and I were like, all right, cool, let's bring him to the water park, Six Flags beforehand. And had one of those like waterproof pouches, right? So I'm on the slides, doing my thing, whatever. And I decided to open the pouch just to check on everything. I'm like, oh crap, this thing has been compromised. There's just water all up in it. I'm like, oh no. And it's just from basically 6 hours of being in water. And my phone's like, bro, calm down. And it just said, and I watched it slowly die. It was a very painful experience.
The bag has been compromised.
It's been compromised.
Back to school is exciting, though. Our whole episode's kind of like a school episode. We're bringing the people shoe and tell, which is like show and tell from, elementary school. But
hey, patting that right now. Shoe and tell.
Yeah, right? I mean, and okay, I'm going to go ahead and start off with a shoe particularly that reminds me of childhood or jovial youthfulness. I don't know. What I'm ultimately getting to is the LaMelo Ball, the PUMA MB01. Let me start off with this box because Foot Locker and see that box is sick. I got the jumbo box.
Got a different box. Oh, this is different.
I got this jumbo from. Thank you so much to Foot Locker and PUMA.
Well, thank you to PUMA for this one.
I mean, your box is inside of this box, but this is just like a big.
Wow, that's a nice box.
Jester ass box. And what's really cool to me is the side of this here has the same print as the midsole of the shoe.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. I like that.
These are really cool. And I mean, to your credit, Mike, the box itself, I'm not going to pull mine out of here. The window in it's really cool. Everything about the box you have is awesome.
It's like an action figure box. It's cool.
Keep showing that shoe off. I'll show the other one, and together we make the two of them together. But I've been wearing these for the past. I mean, inside the house. That's why they're clean as hell. It's carpeted up here. I don't have anywhere to go. I go to the pool, so I've been wearing them around the place. And man, I believe Rowett and other individuals have said this is like like a Kobe What the 8, and I think it's okay to say that. No, I mean, what's different to me is spiritually maybe, but this thing is on a whole nother stratosphere of just color theory. So I'm actually going to bring both together because I have been in wonder of this for days now. So from the midsole to the outsole to the split toe box, this should not look that good. And
it's like someone vomited and it just came out great. Like it's like just so much going on in the shoe.
But what's really wild to me is like the What the Kobe stuff and really any Nike What the, it's designed to be as loud as possible to just cram designs in there, and it works. When it's well executed, I think everybody loves a What the shoe. But what I think makes these different is that it does that, but in a younger version, right? LaMelo's, I think, 20 years old now, 21.
Yeah.
He is not Kobe's age. He's not our demographic in particular. And what I mean by that is, I'm sure, Mike, you see young kids like getting crazy fits off. Like that stuff would not work on my body. But these shoes fit that vibe. Like me at 32 might have a harder time rocking this, but when I put them on, I feel younger and I want to wear them, and I'm going to wear them. The outsole says rare, and I keep saying though, like Mr. Clean with hair, Lil Wayne. But just it's very easy to say a what the, but I just think it's beyond that. And what I love about it is this reminds me of like the RS stuff, kind of like this overlay going on here. You have a prominent yet low-key Puma branding in the front. The little tiger, my dumb ass. The little Puma on the top is great. This Galaxy Trans Am looking 80s sports car. It's just rocks,
just
right? Then you got the Ruth
badging,
Gator. You got the Ruth Baders on the side. And
well, like how they switched up the materials on each of those wings too, so everything's different. So you have different types of embroideries, and you have one that's a fuse. Like they really kept it to like individualized to each shoe it came from. They didn't break up to make it uniform. They really made it match each shoe it actually came from, which is really dope. I think.
I haven't held what the Kobe 8 in a very long time, but I'm 90% sure it's all print and there's no material difference between the shoes. But so here's just like one last little thing I've really been kind of stuck on in a good way. So what I think is really fun is how the midsole is symmetrical, right? You have these waves on both sides. Mm-hmm. But what's so clever is it looks the same, but on this side you have the softer medial, foam for movement that way and for cushion. But then you have like a lateral trigger here. It looks exactly the same, but just it's hard for stability, and so you don't roll out. Yeah, containment. I think that's just so smart because so many shoes do two different patterns or two different setups from the medial to lateral side, and the symmetric nature of this, just changing it to hard plastic versus soft foam, I think is so cool.
And it's a good hoop shoe, so I haven't worn mine casually yet. I brought mine straight to court, and it really is a good basketball shoe. Like I haven't tried anything else. I haven't tried the KD 15, of course, or any of the I guess the Kyrie stuff this year. But being very just kind of biased, I can see this being one of the top basketball shoes, if not the top basketball shoe of the year. Like design, price, and popularity, all factors. This might be the top basketball shoe of the year.
You know what would be bussin' no cap? If I turned this into like a phone, or like turned it into my microphone, and just my mic was the Puma
just right there.
MB01. And I mean, it's just crazy to think about how the big baller brand stuff didn't work out. And there was definitely skeptics of the LaMelo Puma, my ass included. I was very skeptical of the LaMelo Puma stuff. I did not think it was going to be this good. But, just the angle. It's going from here, and then you start getting the Ruth Bader, then the hard plastic starts to shine. I'm not playing, because when it moves, when the high light hits it, it just fades differently in and out. It's a gorgeous ass shoe, man.
It was the hardest shoe I've ever tried to shoot B-roll for. There's so many things going on, and like you said, it changes when you look. It was the hardest shoe for me to ever shoot B-roll for because there's too much. I'm like, how do I focus on this shoe?
Ooh. I didn't realize the super clean little translucent Puma on the forefoot here. But man, it's such a good shoe. And I look down, and it's not being corny because I listen to Ariana Grande, so I'm also just that level of corny naturally. The BU at the base of the toe box, it's a fucking fun reminder, man, because you got to remember to be you. And I think that's the most fun part of LaMelo is he doesn't care if people like me were doubting what he was going to do. And Puma, make me the craziest shoe you can. And they were like, say less, fam. And it works. It just works. I mean, some people go crazy and it does not work. Like these go crazy and they twerk. But man, even like the inside is the hyper violent nature of these materials and the way they reflect and move on the shoe. It's gorgeous. I'm not just saying that. Thank you again to Foot Locker and Puma for sending them. That's besides the point. So like the inside, you know this better than me. You've played in them, but just like, the insides,
they're comfortable.
Like the lockdown,
really no frills, straight to the point. Like, but they made them to where they look good. It wasn't just like this basic basketball shoe they came out with. That was a nitro foam, the cushion on the inside, and then the overall design is just a perfect basketball shoe for someone wants a little bit of everything, really.
Do you know what they retail? I forgot what they retail.
$130.
See, it's funny is I Googled it before, like the window's still open, but they're all sold out, and the only window is to StockX, and that's a good sign for this. That means it's doing pretty well.
I think it's $130.
I want it to tell me. Normally, StockX will tell you.
It should tell you like the starting price or retail price, so you feel bad when you buy the other price.
Right? No, and that's the funniest part about all that. It's just like, hey, guess what? You fucked up.
Sucker! That's what basically it's saying every time you buy from there.
It is called the BU, retail for $120. So for $120,
Okay.
I have a hard time. I cannot recommend many other basketball shoes for $120 over this shoe.
Yep.
I really can't think of any. And that's not to say there's not great basketball shoes from other brands. Adidas is doing some great stuff in that higher price
It's not
point.
that price range. Yeah.
For here though, I think the KD's 150 for sure, or 180.
Mm-hmm. 150. I looked at them today, trying not to buy it, and I almost did.
150.
Yeah,
$30 cheaper. And I mean, there's going to be tech differences, but I can't see it being that much superior to the. I have a hard time believing there's going to be many other basketball shoes at this price and look. What's what I'm looking for? Cross section, merger, the intersection of cost and looks are beautiful. So let's go ahead and see a shoe. I've been telling a lot. Go ahead and show me something. Show me what you got.
Yeah, dude. No, that's a great one to start with, and we'll keep it in the PUMA family. We're gonna take it from off court to casual with the PUMA. You're gonna have the Slipstream. This one is good. Actually, the Invader, which is the slimmer, like slim down version of the Slipstream. So you see, it doesn't have like that broken out part with the little cushion they have showing. Everything's enclosed, but it is a $85, $90 shoe. Shout out to PUMA for sending this one over as well. Really is their version or their competition to the Air Force One back in the day. And this is a pretty dope shoe. Aside from having to break it in like right here, just like it reminds me of the fit of a Jordan 4, just how it kind of tighten the top of the toe box. You got to wear it a little bit. Even has kind of reminiscence of like the little wing area. But 6 shoe, I like it a lot. The color blocking makes it like one of the most wearable shoes I've ever seen. I was really excited when they sent it over because I was like, dude, everyone's a preference, of course, but everyone's tripping and falling over these like basic dunks, and Air Force One prices are going up over $100. I mean, you get the same kind of style, maybe a little bit better style, better materials. You get some nice suede pieces on here that you're getting for like sub $100, sub $90 in some cases. I think these are $85, and the Slipstream in OG fashion is $90.
The arms or wings on the side of the shoe just contrast and look so good with the white and red. I haven't seen other colors of those. I've only seen the white and red, but it looks so crispy.
The gray is nice too. There's one with the gray suede panels. Man, there's a good looking shoe.
Is that like,
decent leather on it?
Is that like maroon or like true red?
Yeah, it's like a. So you got that burgundy hits on it. So really
I'm digging that.
Yeah, it's simple, really simple. You got your leather tongue tag on there with the gold embossing. Like, you want simple? This is, we're talking about back to school. This is a back to school shoe right here. Like, you can get a lot of fits off without breaking the bank.
What's the model called again?
This was going to be the Slipstream Invader, and they're just kind of the Slipstream family. You have
Slipstream.
Yeah, you'll see them.
Okay.
They're a dope shoe.
No, that's super cool. I mean, I've seen them around. Very, very clean silhouette. I'm into that. Very into that. I mean, I'm going to go much shorter this time. I think the LaMelo was so long because we both have it.
Well deserved, though. It needed to be talked about.
Well deserved. Very much so. My next one is my one of 2 Yeezy Day pickups, and the only one that will be staying. It is the analog white 700 boost. And what's funny about this shoe is I wanted it very badly when it first dropped. And I was like, yeah, well, I'm not going to do it. And then I got the utility blacks. And then I was like, oh, I love this shoe. And now I've been buying Yeezy 700s whenever I can for retail. I will not pay resale for this shoe. But if I can get a pair for retail, they're comfortable. If you have a flat fat foot like I do. So look at how rhombus this shoe is. Look at how it's like fat and banana like. This is like a sweet potato. And it's so nice if you have foot issues about here, the bridge of many shoes for flat-footed people will just cut into your foot. And to the credit of Yeezy and the designers, this going all the way out and not fading or, slimming underfoot gives it great stability and just all day comfort. I wore these in New York for a couple days all day long. And there's very few like cool shoes. These aren't cool anymore. That's why I'm air quoting it. Shoes can you do that with? So analogs are saying the high res blues are on their way, but Mike and I were discussing that before. It's like not the best colorway. I did it to do it,
Gotta shoot your shot, right? You gotta make sure, okay, cool, I'll take it if we got it, but we gotta go back to the store.
So would you rather have the white ones, the analog, or the blue?
Oh, analogs. That's actually one of my favorite pairs that have ever released. I love the analogs, the simplicity behind it. Yeah, dude, I think you picked the better one to stay around in the collection.
It's kind of like so there's a V2 700 called the Hospital Blues, and those sat at Bait Portland for so long. I like walked in multiple times and saw them on the stump. They have a stump there. They put sale like shoes that are like not selling well.
Like, please
hey,
buy
come look
these.
at these. Yeah, and the Hospital Blues were sitting for so long, and the analogs looks like hospital shoes. So like Hospital
straight
Blues,
nurse shoe.
hospital shoes,
Straight nurse shoe, but you know
swaggy
what?
nurse.
They're comfortable. I can't even be mad at you.
I love them. Okay, let's go ahead and see your next guy.
All right, so my next one, I'm going for a deep cut, like I told Robbie earlier before we started. This is going to be the Saucony Jazz 81. So they actually redid, like a lot of brands are doing now, restructured their models to have more of the traditional shape of the original shoes. So this is going to be cut like the original Jazz 81. And this is a Foot Patrol collaboration, so you guys can see the Foot Patrol tag there and the Foot Patrol branding. And this is supposed to be the history of Jazz. I think, was it 30 years? Oh, God, I can't do math now. No, 40 years since the Jazz is actually, it was the 40th anniversary last year. And, yeah, so, I mean, just nice leathers, like around the ankle collar here. You got a little patent on the back. You got the overlapping suede, really similar to like they did with the, was it Refined Future or Protection Pack with New Balance, where you kind of have the overlapping pieces. Nice low-cut suede, and dude, this is probably the nicest insole I've ever seen. It is covered in leather with gold print, and it says a Saucony and Foot Patrol collaboration celebrating the heritage of jazz. And look at that, how thick it is, comfortable.
It's a great looking shoe. Mike, tell me this though: does the Saucony logo on that shoe look like the profile of a bird's head?
It looks like the profile of a peep.
Yes, that's I see the beak in the eye.
And the alternate colors, by the way.
Do you own any other Sauconys? I've never had a pair. Like, is it the logo normally that? Like, is it normally that vertical? I thought it was more.
No,
they changed that, right?
Yeah, this is more of an original cut. Hold on, give me like 5 seconds. There's one right behind me, actually. Let's see. We can look at it.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. He did it in time, people.
For some reason, literally, you're right. It does look a bit different. Like I said, this is more of the original here, and then you have Shadow 6000, a little bit more streamlined and not bird.
Yeah, it's a little
bird silhouette.
Still super clean. Foot Patrol, the iconic store in London. What's funny is I want to take a look, maybe buy a pair of shoes from them. So I took a little Google, and it says right there on the front, the world famous sneaker store. They are feeling themselves. They are very famous, though. I'm just poking jokes, but hey, man, they are fantastic. So let's go ahead and take a look at my my last pickup. This is probably one of the longest time coming shoes. That's what she said. But at this point in life, this might be in contention for sneaker of the year for me already. I did a breakdown on the Sneaker History Instagram Live. It's very rare that we get such a good OG retro, like the ankle shape, the butt shape, the toe box shape, the slope, the feel, the materials, the ankle lining, everything about this shoe feels correct, and it really does bring me back to 88. I might have said 85 a minute ago on accident. Duh, this is 88. I think I said that on the live too. What's this? Our brains are so funny. It's like, well, no, duh, it's 1988 is the dunk contest shoe, but sometimes you'll say the wrong stuff. But these, along with the lamellos, have been on the mantle by the TV as I work, and I look at them all day long. They're gonna get worn this weekend. I'm gonna pull them out, but they're fire, man. They come out September 10th. You'll be seeing a lot more of these throughout the month. There'll be a lot of on-foot photos because the elephant print is so on point. Like the texture and the darkness of the gray is so good. And again, it's the first time to have Nike Air on the back heel since 1988 on this particular model. I mean, I almost want to kind of go grab my True Blues, but I don't want to throw shade on those. It's one of my favorite shoes ever. But those Jordan 3s, they are so bulky. It's like I got stung by a bee. It's really horrible to see when you compare them to these. These are like, I mean, I can't think of a better, I mean, the 2017 or 2018, was it even 2020? God, COVID sucks. The Black Cement Retro, those were really good.
That was 2019
in terms of,
maybe?
Right? I don't even know anymore.
It was before COVID. It was either 18 or 19. I can't remember.
Yeah. It's a time skip in life. But, I mean, there's been other great Jordan 3s since then. There really have been. But from the OG perspective, this is one of the best, like, OG colorways of a retro. I would almost say of any model.
Toe box.
You know, I have a lot of the newer 11s. It is supple.
They did the toe box right. Like, it is nice. It is cut right.
It is so good. You know, trying to think, you know, the Concords and the Bread 11s were both really, really good retros too, in my opinion. And there's been other good ones since then, but off the top of my head, his favorite Jordan retros to come out of OG colorways, these are going to get a lot of play. So thank you, Jordan Brand, for sending these to Sneaker History. Super appreciate it. Yeah, you'll be seeing a lot of these.
10 floating around there. I'm lobbying for myself to get a pair. I almost bought them when you showed them. Oh, literally, I was on GOAT. I was like, I'm about to buy these things because the price isn't bad on them right now. They're literally, I think, retail because they came out. Shout out to our buddy Jay, or also known as Shanghai Soul, who's sending me pictures because he bought a pair of them because they're out in Asia already in the retail.
Yeah.
So I think they're just hanging out, and I'm like, well, they're just gonna hang out. Come hang out in my closet on my feet. So I don't know. I need a pair of those. I'm willing to pay for them as well.
They're bangers, man. That's like a shoe where it's like I get sweaty thinking about it. Like I was watching Cops. Let's just go ahead and see your last shoe here.
Yeah, man. So I'll go straight performance. Right here we got I don't get the exact name, but it's longer than. It is the Reebok Float Ride Energy X. So this is their latest entry to the Float Ride series, where they've kind of jumped into the distance and performance running with the more, I guess, tech-driven runner. This one actually implements the carbon plate. And shout out to Reebok for sending them my way. They actually sent my wife a pair as well because we're going to be running that Houston Half Marathon again, but we're going to do it together this time. So we're starting our training, and they sent these over. They came in a day ago, 2 days ago, and these are so good, man. Like, it really craps on a lot of other runners I've tried, and it is definitely one of really thoughtful. They didn't just try to put stuff in here just to put stuff in. And you look at some shoes, it's like, why is that even here? You're just throwing crap on it. This is literally just, hey, we want to get you to the finish line and want to make sure you're comfortable and you run as proficient as possible. This is fantastic.
See, all of your pickups have been like purpose related, right? You play some basketball in the lamellos. You can run in those Flow Riders. I know they're not called the Flow Rider, but that's
Flow Rider.
That's what my brain calls. Yeah, right. That's what my brain calls them. And then I think you have something in the mail also that's activity related.
Oh yeah.
So this is the telling part, because we showed you some things. And we each have one purchase that's coming to us that hasn't quite been delivered yet. So, Mike, are you becoming Tiger Woods now, man? Are you gonna be playing new Golf Master?
So I picked it up since basically I've been interested in the sport since I was a kid, but never really played it so much. But when my wife and we got married, her side of the family is really big into golf. So I was like, all right, I ended up picking it up, playing more. And there's a golf tournament they have every year in honor of her grandfather. So end of the month, we're traveling to our family's neck of the woods. We're going to play some golf. I'm like, you know what? I'm not that great, but I want to look good while I hit that ball, 30 yards the wrong direction. So
while you hook it,
my wife, you want to hook it and hopefully not hit anybody, because I will hit it in the street in a heartbeat. But my wife, the awesome person she is, actually bought me the black cement Jordan 4s in the golf version. Shout out to Jock, because I have been talking to him about golf shoes. I'm like, bro, which one should I buy? Because I suck. And I don't want to look stupid out here. But yeah, man, I never actually owned the black cement 4s. Is one of my regrets in sneaker purchasing life, and I actually have them now, but they have it for a purpose. So they should be here next week. I'm really excited to get them out on the course, because I'm gotta get the swag on the course while I'm out there just getting my handicap up to 100. So
man, that's the way to do it. I mean, you bringing this up, I think you brought it up a couple of days ago too. It made me. I did go look at Jordan golf shoes. I don't even own a golf club. I've never played around a golf.
It's okay.
Ever,
have them just to be ready.
If they're clean, they're clean, man. And plus, I'm pretty sure you could get multi-use out of those. It's a pair of Jordan 4s. Why can't you? I mean, are golf shoes that much different than play cleats?
These have the spikes at the bottom. I think I could probably take them off, but there's no real traction besides that. So I mean, that's tap shoes walking around, but it's all right. Now I know the Jordan 1s you can get multi-use out of, because it's just they changed the rubber sole to just a different pattern. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, but I don't know, man. It's all good, because those 4s, the 12s. The 12s have a few nice 12s that are out now. But I think this may have just opened a door for just nonsense, because if I really like these and I keep playing like I've been, all my Jordans are going to be golf shoes as opposed to stuff I'm going to walk around in.
Comes out. These 12 low golf editions, I don't care if they're for the greens or not. I'm wearing in the office, sir. Do not worry about it. Mind your own business.
Say something to me. Mind your business.
So my on the way pickup, I did not even plan on purchasing. I'm sure many sneakerheads have said that, but I didn't plan on purchasing to the degree that I didn't even know these shoes existed. So Varian in our Discord, I believe he has a Kicks with V hot sauce, right? That's what it's called. Kicks with V. Go check that out.
Fantastic.
Kicks with V hot sauce. He posted in the Discord he's always a pretty excited guy in the Discord. He's one of our favorite members. He's always active in there. But he was super excited about something. And I'm looking at the box. It's an Air Force One. And I don't really get what it is. I'm like, what is the shoe? And then he flips over the tongue. And it's back. I think down, back. I don't remember Evo Moment 37 by heart, but it's the inputs of the Justin Wong Evo 37 moment that'll go down in my book, the greatest sporting event in history. I'm kidding. The greatest esport event in history, without a joke. I would say there's not a more exhilarating video game esport moment than that. I don't care what you play. Evo 37 gives me goosebumps to this day. But Nike did an unofficial Evo 37 Air Force One, and they only dropped it outlets. And Varian was at the outlet and got a pair. So I asked him if he could call them and see if they had a 12, and they did. And he just messaged me when we started recording that he has now acquired the size 12 for me, and they will be mailed to me. And I am so excited because, I mean, it's such a crazy moment. I'll show them all off, all the details when I get them, but the Hyper Bar Dubray on there, the print's kind of like the double 3D print from Street Fighter.
Yeah.
It doesn't say Street Fighter on there, but just the back of the ton having the inputs to the greatest block. They're insane. So that's my new pickup.
You're talking
that's
into wanting to find them now.
Oh yeah, they're around apparently. It's hard to find.
You take a trip.
But we got some good stuff in the mail. We got some good stuff physically here. Got some good stuff on the way. Listeners, let us know what good stuff you've been copping. What you got going on? Yeah, see, mine are already too far away, so the only one close by
he
still
throws
is the
them
Fire
across
Red.
the room. He's like, I discard you now.
I typically do just chuck them away. But yeah, go buy a pair of Fire Reds. Go buy a pair of LaMelos. Both fantastic shoes.
Yeah.
I've been Robbie.
Brand, help me out.
Yeah, man, I think it's
look at
crusty.
this. The back tab's missing. It's beat down.
It's seen better days. But let's go ahead and get out of here. I've been Robbie. Make sure you're following at Sneaker History. Leave a comment, drop a review, like this video, do whatever you can to support it. Really helps. Mike, where can they find you?
Find me here on Sneaker History, of course. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at MadWatcher789. You can find reviews to all these sneakers eventually on my YouTube channel at Mike Giller. So you guys got a sneak peek of what's going to be coming up soon. So check it out.
Lots of good content. All right, thanks, listeners. Have a great rest of your day.
See you, everybody.